What's going on, guys? It's Michael MGF, and today I am so excited to finally be doing my review on the new LEGO Ideas Tron Legacy set. And the set number for this one is 21314. The recommended ages are 10 and up, and it has a piece count of 230, while the price point is $34.99, exclusively available through LEGO. And my God, I am so glad that this set finally got made and that the concept finally got pushed through into mass production as an official LEGO product by none other than some fellow YouTubers over at the Brick Bros UK, which makes it even more awesome. And I really am glad this set got made, especially now that Disney has practically all but given up on the property at this point, which I personally think is such a shame because I honestly loved Tron Legacy, the entire world of the grid, the soundtrack, the story, the cast, just all of it. I'm so excited to finally see this made into an official LEGO product, especially with such passion as we saw in the designer video, which I will drop a link to down below from LEGO. And I'm so excited to get into this with you guys. And so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first up, we've got Sam Flynn, of course, and one thing that I think is so great about the LEGO Ideas sets is the fact that the designers are able to do a lot more with these minifigures because, of course, this is a one-off product, and so we get arm printing and leg printing on top of the already incredibly detailed designs for all three of the minifigures included. Rinzler doesn't have the arm printing, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But you can see now I have the helmet equipped on Sam, which is, of course, the the racing helmet that he wears with the life cycle race. And so this, you can see, is just a basic black helmet with a basic trans blue astronaut visor, and definitely really cool and absolutely works. And then the face, you can see, is a brand new print to match the likeness of Garrett Hedlund, and you can see the sleepy hairpiece definitely looks really great, and of course makes sense for this minifigure. But if we go ahead and remove it really quick though to give you a better look at the alternative facial expression on the other side of the head, it is equally as awesome, but obviously a lot less serious. So there is that, and you can see the rest of the minifigure. I just want to give you a really good 360 of the designs here because they are obviously super accurate and super effective, but I love the mesh pattern, like the texture of the fabric that they wear, the Under Armour beneath all of the actual armor that they have on these suits, and the different shades of blue in the lights. I mean, it is just so great. And the slot on the back where the identity discs are inserted, I mean, these minifigures really are the full package. And you can see the actual identity discs are just basic black 2x2 round tiles with the hole in the center, obviously with their own individual prints, which look really great. So pulling that out of the minifigure's hand, you can see we do have a neck brace included. You've seen this neck brace before. It's the standard 1x2 clear neck brace, and I mean, I kind of wish it was black. I'm not gonna lie, I totally understand why it's clear. They've had a lot of these clear versions on the production lines recently, so I mean, it's more of a nitpick than anything, but I really do wish that these neck braces came in black for the Tron Legacy minifigures, but it's totally fine. And yeah, so of course in the identity disc just clips onto the back like so, and it works out really well. And again, I cannot stress enough, these minifigures are just really great. Cora is next up, and even though her suit of course does use the same design standards as Sam's, it is still unique in a lot of ways. Of course, you can see she's got her katana. You actually get two of these. One is considered an extra piece because of course she only wields the one in the movie. Her identity disc is exactly the same as Sam's. We'll just go ahead and remove it from the shot temporarily to give you a better look at the unique design that Cora has here and give you a good 360 of this minifigure. You can see that she does actually have her shoulders exposed, just like her outfit in the movie, with a little bit of like a metallic blue pattern on her left shoulder, which I definitely think is pretty cool. You can see that a little bit there. And then on the back again, like the same exact slot for the identity disc to be inserted, and you can see the actual printed face is of course exclusive to this minifigure as well, matching the likeness to Olivia Wilde pretty nicely. But removing the hairpiece, which you have seen before I'm sure, you can see that she also does have an aggressive facial expression, which I think probably deviates a little bit further away from Olivia Wilde, but still works for the most part. And you can see if we go ahead and remove the head, of course she does also have the exact same clear neck brace that you saw included with Sam, but this time for her identity disc. And so just putting the minifigure back together really quick while I stall, we can put the identity disc on her back, and it works pretty well, man. So there you go, that's Cora. And finally, we've got Rinzler Tron himself. This figure is equally as awesome, arm printing or not. I'm not gonna lie though, I really wish we had Clue instead. I totally get why they included Rinzler, and it absolutely makes perfect sense. But man, it's just wishful thinking that maybe we could get a Clue minifigure, or maybe even Kevin Flynn. Either way, you can make a purist Clue figure out of this pretty easily. But yeah, so the minifigure's design is equally as fantastic, just as detailed, this time featuring 2 identity discs, just like in the movie, but this time in orange, which are just basic changes in the orange color scheme with some white running throughout to kind of give it that glow effect, so that definitely works out pretty well. And again, to give you a good 360 of this minifigure, as you can see, LEGO using the Invincible Iron Man helmet again, this time around in black. It doesn't really look too great from the back, but it totally makes sense as to why they would use it, because it does work in this case. And then you can see the back of the torso design, and the printing on the front of the helmet, while simple, is very effective. And underneath, you can see we do have Tron himself. It definitely looks like the character for sure, the de-aged version. And while normally I would be against LEGO rehashing a head like this, I actually think this one really works. So yeah, and one last thing that is included with Rinzler is this black neck brace as opposed to the trans clear, because of course he does have the 2 identity discs. The design team has made it so you could equip both of them onto his back, and so they just slide onto that connector pretty well, and it's pretty effective, man. So yeah, that is it for all 3 of the minifigures, including with the Tron Legacy set. These minifigures have just been such a refresher. I mean, no corners were cut in the making of these minifigures. I mean, the Invincible Iron Man helmet notwithstanding, but still, seriously, a solid set of minifigures. I just really wish we could have had Clue. Alright, now onto the actual light cycles themselves. These are so cool. Exactly the same, just 2 different color schemes, of course, but really quick, just removing them from the base plate to give you a better look at the stand for the 2 of them. You can see this really does capture the look and feel of the grid really well. You can see by use of a couple jumper plates, the 2 light cycles can be secured onto it, and I love the blue in the center and the trans blue tiles on the top. It just makes for such a cool effect, and I think it's super great. It's got some dust on the bottom of there. Oh, well, anyway. Yeah, so just getting that out of the shot, though, to give you a better look at the actual light cycles themselves. You can see these are super self-explanatory, so this is going to be a relatively quick segment because they're just the light cycles, but the design is super effective, and so you really can't ask for much more than what is presented here. I think the designer did a fantastic job with the final design of the light cycles. You can see this one obviously being Sam's in the trans blue. We have this window flap piece that just fell off from the back, which of course represents like the light trail that comes off the light cycles, and I think that looks super cool. And I'm glad they didn't go with like the curved piece that they were originally considering. So there is that, and of course we do have these brand new wheels, and these are obviously just basic dish pieces with a brand new unique print on them, which looks really great. And other than that, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, and how the minifigures are actually attached to the light cycles and how they grip on is basic stuff. You can see we've got a black piece down there for where the minifig's feet go, so they don't actually connect. They just more so stand in place, but their hands do actually, of course, connect to the actual clamps that you can see here. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish those clamps were black. I feel like it kind of stands out a little bit too much, but that's also incredibly nitpicky. But that's also an incredible nitpick. Those can be easily swapped out. So that is Sam's light cycle, and then you can see Rinzler's is exactly the same, just with all the light blue parts swapped out for orange or trans orange pieces, and that also goes for the print on the wheels. So it is the exact same light cycle, just in orange. So there really isn't a whole lot more to cover. And the minifigure Rinzler basically is seated in the exact same way as Sam on his light cycle. Again, literally the exact same design, but so great that we get both of them, and this set really just is the whole package. But now I have to address the price point, because of course, even though the 2 light cycles are near perfect, the minifigures are near perfect. This is the ultimate Tron Legacy set. It's still not worth $35, which I think is the problem for most people, because while this set is really great, it's like $10 overpriced, which I think is the problem with a lot of the LEGO Ideas sets. The price point isn't always that great, and the Tron Legacy set, unfortunately, is no exception. So it's more so, I would say, worth $25, and you just kind of have to make the decision for yourself if you're willing to make that extra leap with that extra $10 to pick up this set. If you're like me and you are a huge fan of Tron Legacy, then it's no question you should absolutely consider picking up this set at some point. But if Tron Legacy wasn't really for you, it didn't really blow you away, then maybe consider passing on this one. But again, if you're a huge Tron Legacy fan like myself, then absolutely consider picking it up. And yeah, so I think on that note, that is pretty much it for this review. We're going to cover the box and the instruction manual, and we'll finally wrap this up. So, of course, LEGO Ideas set, you're paying an extra $10, and it definitely shows with the actual box because, oh man, when you got the flaps, which is super fancy, and inside it's black, so you can definitely tell where your $10 is going. So it's going into the production of the box because LEGO wants to be fancy. I don't actually know, but this is definitely really cool. I love the design of the arena and the grid for the light cycles, and then on the back you can see we have pretty much everything that I just covered in this video. So yeah, then on the side we have some advertisements for LEGO Ideas, and then on the top we have an actual size reference featuring one of the identity discs, which is super cool, and again, get the LEGO Ideas graphic on this bottom right corner as well. And this is just such a cool one-off set that I think is just going to be so memorable and really survive the test of time. LEGO Ideas manuals are obviously always worth covering because we get so much more in these than the average LEGO set. On the left side here, of course, we do have the two guys from the Brick Bros UK, along with a brief description of basically the conception of this idea on LEGO Ideas. And then we also do, of course, have the designers who finally put it into production, Mark Jr. and Samuel, so that is really cool. And just to give you let me go ahead and make sure this is in the shot, so you can go ahead and pause for yourself. If you want to read through, but really, really cool stuff. And then if we continue on, of course, we do have a brief description of Tron Legacy and the film itself on the left. So again, you can pause at any point if you want to read through. And then we have 3 biographies for Sam, Cora, and Rinzler. So very cool. And then if we continue, you just have it all repeated in different languages as well. So you get through all of that, and then the actual instruction manual itself. And then toward the back here, we do have an advertisement for LEGO Ideas and the basic process of how the system works to get your set made. And then over here we have a few other sets that are currently available from the LEGO Ideas lineup, and I really have got to pick up the Saturn V at some point. That looks really cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I created the perfect system!
Yep, you did. Thanks. What? What did you do? I deleted him. You can do that? Yeah. I'm kind of like a god in here. And you waited this entire time? Alright guys, there you go. That is it for my review on the new Tron Legacy set. That's unfortunately probably the only time I'll get the chance to say that, so what a pleasure it has been, what an occasion, and it's been so awesome to review this set for you guys. And again, even though the price point is a little steep, absolutely pick this one up. And hey man, if I did help you in deciding as to whether or not you do plan on picking up this set, or if you found this video informative, then be sure to let me know by dropping this video a like below and or your opinion down in the comments, all of which is greatly appreciated because you guys are the reason that I continue to do this and the reason that I'm working on 17, or actually at this point wrapping up 17, actually I think it's more like 16 new minifigures and 22 minifigures in total for the new Avengers Infinity War showcase coming up here in 3 weeks. My biggest project I've ever attempted, and I've been doing making of videos if you haven't seen them already, along with posting preview photos over on my social media like Instagram and Twitter and all those places before I even show them in those making of videos leading up to the final showcase when Avengers Infinity War drops on April 26th. So I think on that note guys, I'm gonna get back to work on War Machine. That's the one I'm working on right now, and Black Widow shortly after that, and possibly Ant-Man, and then I'm moving, so that should be fun too. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. I'll catch you in the next one. Alright, bye-bye. but that's more of a nitpick than anything. It's totally, wow. Sad. And the center for this one is so glad that the guys over at Brick Bows, okay, words, doing great. You are Clue. I am Clue. I am Batman. Tron Legacy set, and the center for this one is